Not comments like, very nice. That doesn't help anybody, okay? No, that's a terrible comment. Close the computers, come on, you guys. No, but I'm going to see them, obviously. How can I check that you did it? Because I'm going to tell the comments, but I'm not going to say, Salvador said, in general, things to improve. Okay, please everybody pay attention. Remember, it's okay to ask questions if you want. Like Amber? Okay.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rodrigo, he's Carlos, and we're going to talk about Raymond's Run. This is a story that is on your textbook. It's a very special story, meaningful. It has a lot of good content. As you can see here, we have a special image that is very specific to the story. And now we're going to start. Okay, Raymond's Run. It's about Hazel Parker. She's a little girl. She has no more task than take care of his young brother. Well, he is actually his older brother, it's Raymond. He is special, he has like some kind of disease. But the other people tell her that he's her little brother because of his attitude. She has a lot of care for him.
She's like a mother for Raymond.
Exactly, and she's more like...
it's the only obligation that she has to take care of Raymond.
Hazel Park also known as squeaking because she has like very skinny arms and her voice is like in a very low pitch of tone. She is a very competitive girl. She lives in Harlem. It's a special neighborhood from New York. She likes a lot to run. She loves the races. She actually think that she is the fastest thing in the world in 2 feet. She has like a rival, Cynthia Proctor. She's a classmate of her. Hazel Parker is like very frustrated because she gives a lot of hard work. She wins all the races. That's her specialty. But Cynthia Proctor is a girl who doesn't like put a lot of hard work on all the things she does. She can have very good grades. She does a lot of very good things, and she doesn't even make a lot of work to it. One day, when Hazel Parker is like training for a race that is going to happen next, she ran into Gretchen, Marylis, and Rosie. They are like her rivals. Gretchen is a very competitive girl, just like Hazel. She actually tells her that she is also gonna participate in the race. And well, they both competed in the race. At the end of the track, they both came like tied up at the finish line. But Hazel looks that Raymond also is running in the race, but he's on the other side of the fence. He's not competing, he's just running because he's special. At the end of the race, she realizes that she put a lot of work and interest in the race, but she didn't took a lot of time to Raymond. She just listened that she is the winner of the race, and at the end, she just thinks to retire on racing and to put a lot of more attention to Raymond and coach him so he can also run like her.
Characterization. Well, in this story, we can see lots of characters that have very specific adjectives. We start with Hazel Parker speaking. The main adjectives that describe her personality are competitive, self-confident, prideful. She's smart, and she's a little bit of arrogant because she always thinks she's the best thing there is in the city. And also, she's arrogant. She's very considerate. We can see specific examples.
Like, no one can beat me, and that's all.
It's an example. Raymond.
Raymond is the special brother of Hazel Parker. He is a dreamer, he's optimistic, he's special. He has this issue that he is special, he is not like all of us. he needs special attention, but he doesn't care a lot of it. He is just like a person like us. He likes all the things that we do, and well, we can
see in the like evidence in the book, for example, when Squeaky is describing her big brother, because he actually is her little brother, it says because he is subject of fits of fantasy. He is imagining like he is in another world. He's like in a circus or something. She's special. It's like all day in his mind is like in a fantasy, in a dream. And when Gretchen B. Lewis and his subordinates with Mary and Rosie, the main things that describe these girls are smart, arrogant, are competitive, because they are always competing with speaking, and challenging also. And we can see an example.
I don't think you are going to win this time.
But in the book it says that they are always competing with Squeaky, like who's going to win the race, who's fastest, who's smarter, and well, that's the main thing about this rivalry that they had between each other. That they're like who is better in what thing, in what ability. And for last we have Mr. Pearson, like he's like a judge in the race, in the May Day race, the main event, the last event of the book. He's opportunistic and persuasive. He doesn't care a lot about Squeaky main goal. We can see an example.
He's really thinking I should lose the race to give someone else a break.
Yeah, because he looks like he sees a very young girl who thinks that she should win the race. Squeaky, you should give another girl a chance. You should lose the race on purpose. He actually doesn't end that sentences. He gets interrupted by Squeaky. For the last, we have the literary elements that are language and style. Language and style, like we all know, is the author's individual's characteristic language. It's the way in he structured words, the sentences, how are the rhythms, the prose, and a lot of examples. We can see, for example, in this story, in this specific story, we have a lot like slang, like informal words, the way that young people talk with each other, that gives an evidence of a lack of academic language, because they're boys who are still not with a lot of obligations. They are from a poor neighborhood, and well, the author will look like he likes to write like in an informal, childlike, and conversational style. With this, I mean that the sentences have conjunctions that makes that the sentence ends the previous sentences, like that gives like a very nice flow of sentences, a very nice flow of words. That is flowing sentences. Examples of that? Well, it's almost the entire story are narrations of Squeaky, and by the way she talks is a very pretty nice thing of it. You are always reading without pause, and you understand the things. The colloquialisms, well, it's more like the slang, but the colloquialisms are like the way of proof that there is informal language in the story. There are a lot of colloquialisms. And metaphors. The metaphors we can see like the childs that make a lot of metaphors when they're joking between each other, and when they're talking, when they have a conversation, they are childish metaphors.
We may notice that it's a very particular style of the author. He wanted to write this history in a very easy way to understand, because it is more like it's to all the people in general, everybody who wants to read it, it's very easy to understand. That's how the author makes the style of this story.
And another literary element is the setting. Well, this is a very important thing. And the setting, like, it's all the physical surroundings that make that the action takes place in the story. Like the city, the mood, the atmosphere. There are a lot of examples in this story. We know the period of time, that is a contemporary period of time. There is not an active way of doing the things, the words that they use, they look like a postmodern era. And, well, the place is Manhattan, New York, like my companion said. It's Harlem. It's a neighborhood that mostly is habitated by African American people. We can see like a lot of African American culture, the way they talk, the way they do things, and well, the social differences that they have. But in this story, I forgot the word. The specific social difference are not in class or race, are more like in the abilities that the people have. There are the differences between the social classes, and for example, between the other girls and Raymond, who is special, and how Squeaky always defends his little brother like she was her mother, because there are like a very numerous family, and there is not always someone to take care of Raymond. Also, the mood. The mood is a very nice mood. It's like a family that is warm, fuzzy, a very atmosphere of that always you can count with your family. And do you have
As I told you in the beginning of this presentation, this is a very meaningful story. Why I told you this? You can see this quote: "I've got a room full of ribbons and medals and awards. But what has Raymond got to call his own?" The meaning of this story is the empathy. We, all the days, take a lot of hard work and put a lot of emphasis in doing well all the things. Like Hazel, we want to have everything good done in a good way. But when do we take care of the others, of our friends or other people who need help? We have to put a lot more care on that. Like Hazel, she quit to maybe her career in racing. She could be a very good runner, but she just wanted to have a little more care to Raymond, so she can coach him, so he can win races just like her, because she just saw he had a very special way to run, like it's a family tradition. So at the end of the story, she and Gretchen, who were rivals, get together to coach Raymond. So that's the way we have to be empathetic, to take a lot of care more of other friends, other people instead of us.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing in the story. Thank you very much.
Okay.